One thing I was doing to prep for this was revisiting a lot of your TIFF interviews. And Finn, something you had said really stood out to me. You mentioned that your number one conversation was how annoying it is to see new teen movies and how badly our age group is represented. I was wondering, can you give me some examples of that? Things that you have seen in movies that, maybe don't sit quite right with you, and tell me how you went about better representing your age group in Hell of a Summer.
I think there's like a common misconception with older filmmakers who are making movies about young people that I think they're so insecure and like convinced that there's a huge generational divide and that they've already like failed from the jump, that they're like, how are we even gonna market? I want to write a movie about teenagers, but how are we even gonna market it in the first place? They're so different than us. And it's like, well, you're failing. Now you're like putting yourself down as like, now you're being more out of touch as a writer because you are already setting yourself up to think that there's this huge, this gap between like what people think is funny. And like, I feel like there's obviously things that our age group thinks is funny compared to like our parents, like there's specific jokes that, baby boomers love that like we don't get as much, but it's not like they're completely different creatures or species. Like the whole thing about movies is that they should be universal and everyone should be able to watch them. And I think it's important to be able to split the difference and like try to talk to the generation that it's coming up for, and at the same time try to make something timeless that any age group can watch, because what's the fun in that? Then it's not timeless. Then you have this movie that it's like ages badly and you can only watch it that year. Yeah. So
the flip side of that, the movie that I think did it better, it was 8th Grade. Which is just like, or you just make the perfect movie.
Exactly.
Shout out to Fred.
It's true.
And it's like, that's a movie that because it's so specific
100%.
and because it feels like a moment in time, I think that's a movie that's going to hold up so well because it's like a time capsule. But the idea of like chasing trends and trying to stay on top of it and using slang.
Yeah, using slang, because slang also, that goes in like,
especially like internet slang, it's very tough to. By the time the movie comes out, everything's going to be so dated anyway. So like, don't try so hard to chase what's happening like right now.